Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the channel today and just want to do a brief video here and discuss the channel. I've been doing YouTube now for about 5 weeks, I think, and I've been learning a lot, and among all the things I've been learning, I'm learning that there's tons of advice about how to do YouTube, and if you start researching all the things that people say you need to do, or the AI even says you need to do, it can drive you up the wall, because there's just lots of different advice about what you should do and how you should do it. And so you've seen me change the channel name several times. I've changed it a couple times now, and I'm going to try to leave it alone for a little bit. I've settled on the Healing Road Home with Curtis McDaniel. I've been trying to get the name right to fit who I am and what my heart is with this channel, and what, this is a ministry. This channel is an extension of my ministry, my life as a Christian and as a fellow working class man trying to follow Jesus on the road home to heaven. And I just want to try to be useful to other people, try to help others on the same journey. I dream of and hope of one day having, conversations on here, even, guest speakers like other YouTubers do. They have their friends and other people come on and talk. I guess really this is like Focus on the Family. I've listened to Focus on the Family for years, them and Family Life Today, and they'll have, different people come on and share their life and their stories and what God's done for them. And I guess I'm kind of dreaming of something like that, so, only God knows where it will go. But as you see, I'm filming to you, coming to you and filming from inside of my truck. And that's because I am a working class man, working 2 jobs. I have a 1-year-old baby at home and a wife, and I'm given what I have. This little bit of time here in the truck is about what I have to dedicate to this right now. And I'm sorry for that. There are a lot of people on YouTube that have studios and nice little desks, and they're very polished and professional, and I've learned, and I'm okay with the fact that I can't compete with them. I'm just not there in life right now. For money reasons and time reasons, I just don't have the time to sit down in a studio and make videos and all of that stuff right now. Maybe later on, if the Lord allows, and by way of income, if money gets better, where I can afford to do such things, I would love to do that. I'd love to have, people on the show and sit down and talk a little bit about other things, more, important things. I'd love to travel the country and meet people and do things, all kinds of stuff. But right now, this is what I have. I have my pickup truck, and this few minutes on my ride back and forth to work. So I thought the name, the Healing Road Home, we're always on the road. If you're with me on this channel, we're usually on the road or in the truck. And when you come to Jesus, He begins healing you, and all the way until you go home and be with Jesus. If you're following Christ and being a disciple of His, He's healing you, and He's making your life better, and things are getting better. Not that things are always easy. Life is still hard for everyone, but that's why I came up with the Healing Road Home, and maybe that'll fit. I just want to share my life story with people and what God's done for me, and even now, as I'm still on the journey, because I'm far from finished. I'm still in the fight, still out here every day scrapping for a living just like everybody else. I'm not wealthy. I don't have a studio. This is what I got, and hopefully it'll help somebody. And as time goes on, I'm hoping that people will begin to comment more. So far, the people that have commented have been primarily my family and a few friends that have been so supportive. And thank you guys. Thank you for being here and, you know, giving of your time to watch the videos. I'm very thankful. I'm learning a few things. I've learned about the YouTube is that, you know, you really just got to be yourself. That's the first thing. Just be yourself, because if you start trying to do this and that and all these little tricks and optimizing your names and your titles and all this stuff, you know, it can be too much. You can be compelled to try to become like a movie star, like a scripted TV professional, and that is certainly not who I am. So be yourself. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, and I would encourage you to start a YouTube channel if you feel led to. If nothing else, you'll have videos of yourself and your stories that your kids can watch later on one day after you're gone. So if nothing else, this is an archive of my life that my kids can watch later. But just be yourself. Don't try chasing this and doing that and blah blah blah. You know, that's not what. If you're like me, I'm not here to be a scripted movie professional. I'm here to be who I am by the grace of God, and reach out to common folk like myself and share a little love and light from Jesus. That's all. You know, I do a variety of content, financial, preparing for the future, Bible, counseling, you know, therapy, so many things I'm interested in, and that's what it is. You know, I kind of want to share with you the things that I'm interested in and that God has shown me and took me through, and so it'll be a varied mix of things. I don't know about you, but I personally don't watch too many people who just get on there and talk about the very same thing every single day. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are getting rich making videos about how to make videos. You know, that's all they talk about is how to get rich on YouTube. And here, let me sell you a course on how to get rich selling courses. And you know, if that's their thing, that's fine. But I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be the guru that gets rich off of you trying to sell you the dream of getting rich. I just want to give you some straight truth and give you Jesus and give you some solid life advice that'll help you on the road home. So the first thing is be yourself. The second thing I'm learning is that YouTube is a slow, long game. I've tried to make at least one video a day, and I might miss a couple days, and then, you know, I might make 2 videos in a day, or sometimes 3 videos in a day, to try to kind of make up. Yeah, I thought, well, you know, surely if I put out basically one video a day, the channel should grow pretty quickly. Well, I'm learning that's not the case. You know, it's very much a long-term game, it looks like, and you know, that's hard, not because so much that you want to be famous and, you know, all of that kind of thing. I mean, yes, who wouldn't want it to really take off and even become monetized, and so that, you know, you can help better provide for your family and do the more of this. You know, if this ever became monetized, you know, that should enable me to have more income to be able to put more time and focus into this. That would be nice. But not only that money part of it, but, you know, it's kind of hard. It's hard making videos and putting them up there and not having very many views. You know, it's a mind game. It's like, I don't know if the algorithm hates me, or if I'm just that boring, or you know, I don't know. And so there's, you know, you get into this like, oh, you got to become this and that, and you got to hook people in the first 30 seconds, and you got to have these funky looking titles that make them click. And it's like, I guess TikTok, and I guess the mind attention span of our minds has gotten down where we got about 15 seconds of attention, and that's all we've got. 15 seconds, we're ready to change the channel. If you're not blowing something up, giving somebody on the street $1 million, or taking over the world, or, you know, scaring people to death, I think the 3 top things or 2 things are fear and greed. You know, you see a lot of videos that are driven by fear and greed, and if you can scare people or hit that greed button, you know, you can really get some views according to to what I've seen. But you know, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to drive people by fear and greed or any of that stuff. I just want to be a solid, sound Christian man with solid, sound advice for people on the road home to Jesus. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And with that being said, it may take a long time for anybody to watch the videos, and which is hard because, like I said, you put the time into doing the videos and putting them up there and all these things, and you want people to watch them. You want people to, you know, get some help from this. You're not doing it just for yourself. And not only that, but you know, I don't just want people to watch, but I want people to actually engage. Like I would love for people to actually comment. One of these days I'm going to do a live video and try to get some people on here. But you know, I didn't start this just to be a one-way street where I'm coming to you like some wizard on the mountain giving you everything you need to know. Like, that's not the goal here. If I have anything to share, I got it from God or somebody else. Yeah, I don't have anything. I'm just a normal guy. And I want to learn from you guys. Like, I want to hear from you. I want to learn from you. I'm hoping to build like a family here, like a community here, beyond just me. I'm just a part of that. And so, you know, if you will, if you're watching, how about comment down below and tell me a little bit about yourself, where you are, where you're from, where you're at in life. I'm 40 years old with a 1-year-old baby and a wife, and I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm trying to make it through this world and shine a little light of Jesus as I go along. And, you know, until I start getting some solid feedback from people or some conversation or discussion going, it makes it hard to put videos out there in a way, because you don't really know what to talk about. You're just throwing random thoughts into the abyss, and you don't really know what's landing with people and what's not, other than the whole click-through rate thing. And it's like, well, if you're not scaring them or hitting their greed impulse, then you're not going to get video, or you're not going to get views. And I'm like, man, surely there's more than just the fear and greed on a thumbnail that drive people to watch stuff. Like, for me, for years, like when I came to Christ, I have listened to preaching and teaching for years. I still do. You know, great pastors and ministries like Focus on the Family and Family Life Today, and all the pastors that come on 106.9 FM, the Billy Graham radio station. Yeah, Chip Ingram, James McDonald, Alistair Begg, David Jeremiah, you know, Christian content, just to learn more about God and life. And there's good people on YouTube like Therapy in a Nutshell and Tim Fletcher, people on investing like Mark Moss. You know, there's such good stuff out there. And man, I turn videos on and I just listen to them. I don't even hardly watch them. I might stick the phone in my pocket and just listen to it while I'm working. And I'll listen, you know, 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. I want to learn. I guess maybe I'm a weirdo according to all the wisdom that I'm told. You know, if you don't like have people scared to death in the first 30 seconds, they're not going to watch your video. And I'm thinking, man, that's crazy. That can't be everybody. Everybody can't be like that. So it may take a year or 2 or 10, or it may never connect. But I guess we're waiting on the algorithm to find my people, the people who will watch my videos and connect and actually comment and be a part of this community. And until then, I'm just going to be me. How about that? I'm just going to be Curtis, and I'm just going to share what God's shown me and done for me. And I hope it's beneficial to somebody. Forgive me if I change the name a few more times. I'm going to try not to do that. But I keep praying about it and thinking about it and trying to get the right feel for a name. You know, for a moment there, I got pulled into trying to do it for, you know, maximum clickability and views and algorithm and all that stuff. And then I said, you know, that's just not who I am. I'm not gonna chase the algorithm and the views and all that stuff. I'm just gonna be Curtis and hopefully it's helpful to somebody. So I appreciate your time and watching. I appreciate your friendship and fellowship. I want you to know Jesus is the way. If you don't know Jesus, life really begins when you get to know God the Father through Jesus the Son. God is in fact the author and foundation of all reality, ultimate reality. And so the sooner you get to know God and know who He is and what He thinks about you in the world, the sooner the healing begins. So I hope you'll take the journey on this healing road home with me to Jesus. We're all going there one day. We're all going to meet God. We might not all go to heaven because, you know, those who don't know God through a personal relationship with His Son Jesus, they're not going to, unfortunately, they're not going to make it home with God. They're going to go to hell apart from God. And so I hope you'll get on that right side of knowing the Father through Jesus the Son. I love you. Jesus Christ loves you more, and I hope you have a great day. By the way, subscribe, comment, follow, like. Thank you for all those things.